I grew up in the Middle East, I grew up in Saudi Arabia, I traveled a lot in this region. I've always been interested in the story. It's always been a high-profile place to work and sort of, if you like, I think to a certain extent prove your mettle as a journalist. Every story in the world is complicated, and the important thing is to do the best to understand what the basis of people's positions are, what the history is, what the context is. I think you have to approach it with a very open mind, with open eyes and open ears, and you have to build contacts at a lot of different levels. There's never just two sides to a story. There's, many sides, and that's the way I approach it. My sense is that people think the foreign media is very biased. There's, basically sort of unfair, imbalanced criticism of Israel. I don't see in that some conspiracy to tarnish Israel, to criticize Israel, to paint Israel into a corner, to make it look like sort of the evildoer. I certainly don't see that. When I look at my peers, I see a professionalism and a real desire to explain and get underneath the story and to understand the story and to tell it to the world. And that's it. When I look at the stories that have had the most impact that I've written, where I get response from people and I feel that they want to learn more, it's often not to do with, physical conflict. It's to do with how people communicate with one another, their cultures, their religions, where societies actually come together, and the sort of grey zone between peoples, and trying to understand that better. And that encourages me because it makes me think that people want to delve into that ambiguity and understand more about it rather than seeing things in black and white. When I look at our audience, we reach about 1 billion people a day, which is vast. So it's very difficult for me to say, which one of those billionaires are going to be interesting to. We try and keep it very broad. But I'm interested in things that cross what we call the threshold. I don't think you can put your finger on it. I don't think it's 100%, it's certainly not scientific. It's reactive in lots of ways, but I think develop I can tell when I wake up in the morning and I've consumed a lot of news, that's going to be a story for us today. The New York Times will do it like that, the BBC will do it like that, this is how we're going to do it.